Good evening, and welcome to Talk Junkies, where we talk about a lot of junk. Jesse, would you say? Do we talk about junk? What's going on with it?
Man, it's a combination of recycled thoughts that have already come through conversation. But man, we keep it relevant, right?
We do.
We keep it interesting.
This is podcast number 8, man.
Number 8, man.
Yeah, dude,
Number 8.
We hit it big, 100 views the last podcast.
Man, we're both so thankful, by the way, for everybody who's even listened to 30 seconds of our podcast. We appreciate you guys, and we hope you give us 60 seconds next time you listen. It's only going to get better from here. This is a work in progress. This is a refined thing that we're trying to do. We're trying to keep it relevant to everybody. We're trying to make sure everybody's involved. Once again, I want to reiterate this. What we say at the end of nearly every podcast is that if you want to hear us talk about something, let us know. We will research it. We will take time. If you want to be involved in any way, this is not just for me and Paul. This is for everybody. I think me and him are in agreement on this.
Yeah, the human experiment, man.
Literally, just we want everybody to be involved in this whole thing.
Also, shout out to all the vets out there, man. Happy Memorial Day tomorrow. Thank you for everything that you do. Yes,
for sure. This is a heavy weekend for all that.
We'll start it off with this, and then when Carl finds a current event, we'll go off that. But I mean, we'll briefly just go over this. And this is something that you brought up yesterday at work. Let's talk about last week we went over ancient civilizations, and I know you're super live right now, Jesse. Let's hit up what you think the future is going to be like.
Oh man, what I think the future is going to be like is. Oh man,
I know that's broad though.
I know that
when you say what's future civilization is going to be like, how far advanced are you saying?
As far as advancement goes, I think we're going to eventually fall into the third industrial industry, and
which is technology, obviously.
Yeah, technology,
like robots.
Strictly talking about like transit like operations of vehicles and how we move products and things like that. I would really like to see us get away from an oil coal based kind of society to where now we have more of a cleaner way of doing things, like just and we're already on that path. I think we have some limiting factors that are keeping us from being right there
with big oil.
Yeah, because there's money in it.
Well, I mean,
there's money in it.
There's a documentary, and I think it's called, I forget it, but it's about oil and all that stuff and how it's tied to the Rothschilds or JP Morgan, or you know what I'm saying. It's one of those big three guys, and that's the reason we haven't advanced, man. There's been technology in the 70s, 80s where we could have went away from oil, and look where we are right now. $2.72 a gallon here in Missouri. That hits the bank, man.
And it's only going to get worse. It's literally only going to get worse. Now what's going to happen is you're going to take money away from people who have jobs that are in that industry, and obviously you don't want to see those people go out of work, and they're going to have to do some things that redefine them as individuals and how they make their money and stuff like that.
Well,
and that always hurts.
Yeah, but
it's U.S.
So there are two options when you come down to that, and that's the CEO of Google, one of the CEOs, or some, like a higher up there in Google. I forget his name. But he said by the year 2030 that it was either 1 or 2/3 of all workforce will be taken over by robots. The second that involves that is Facebook, which is also probably connected to Google. Zuckerberg and all that bull smacky. He said that he wants to do universal income where people just get checks just for doing nothing. Because it's going to come to a point where no one has jobs. So what are they going to do for money?
That sounds very socialistic. How does that support an economy whenever you have people not pulling their weight?
Right, and then
within an economy you have to have people pulling their weight. You can't just have people sitting around doing nothing.
And that's what I'm saying. How do you decide how much that person gets? That's just what kind of confuses me. But it is true though. Robots are going to take over jobs, especially manufacturing jobs.
You need people to maintain the jobs. Well, unless you make robots to maintain the robots, but then you need people to maintain the robots that maintain the robots.
But that takes off a big majority of the workforce, They did a test in Australia with semi-trucks, and they literally have a robotic self-driving semi-truck, and it did the job faster than the human. So that's where we're headed. And that's a pretty big part of the economy here in the United States is people who travel and do semi-truck driving.
That is a little frightening within itself, because that is such the heart of America as far as truck drivers go, and that is such a difficult job to do, being away from your family for months at a time and being on the road and things like that. I have so much respect for truck drivers who do that. I don't want to see.
Will you pull that up, Carl? Self-driving semi truck.
Now you're talking about like a Tesla, but who unloads it though? Who unloads it? Who makes sure that it's, you know?
That's very true. That's a good point, because I mean, like if Scavuzzo's was to do that where we work, I don't think that you could have a self-driving truck. But you're right. Who's going to unload it?
Yeah,
Definitely not. Definitely not the restaurant.
You know, there's so many other factors that come in within that.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to say the first thing that would hit would be self-driving locomotive trains that transport, you know, like food and other resources and things like that to places, because trains are on one track that's easier to navigate, easier to man robotically before you went to, you know, a semi truck on the road. I would think that would be the first place that kind of technology would hit. It wouldn't be a semi truck industry that would be hit. It would be the locomotive industry that would be hit, to where you take away those things. Hold on, we got some here. Let's read this article together. So,
yeah, Jesse, we got right here. It says tractor trailers without a human at the wheel will soon barrel onto your highways near you. Looks like it's saying it might affect about 1.7 million truck drivers. I mean, that's a big chunk of the market right there.
what do you do with breakdowns? What do you do with breakdowns? What do you do with like AAA that comes in and steps in?
Well, these are most likely brand new trucks, man. So it's going to be a while, and they're going to do routine maintenance on it every time that they get back to the station and all that stuff. So
this is what bothers me, is you can have this kind of technology step in and say that, hey, we're going to take over truck drivers, when what should have been taken over was the gas engines that were in the trucks to begin with, and made more affordable, like gas mileage, due to, you know, electric, like an electric engine. This makes more sense to me before you take the human aspect out of it. Like why would you, like what is that? Like why would you do that?
Well, I mean, Carl made a good point. I mean, you have people that fall asleep at the wheel, you know, truck drivers. I mean, I don't know how many accidents a year that happens. And not only that, the stop for breaks, the stop for sleep, they pull over, they take, 8 hours to sleep. And that's the thing. Like I said, when they did this test in Australia, the truck beat them by like hours, man. Like, it doesn't stop going.
Well, no, because it doesn't need sleep. You don't have a human aspect to where you can be like, oh, is this person going to be, he's looking for overtime and now he's a danger to the road because he's trying to make money for his family and stuff like that. But you also, okay, I will say this. Whenever you implant a system like that to where there's a technology, I'll fucking drink some fucking Moscato. We're not playing any games tonight. Talk junkies. I'm just letting you know. I'm pulling straight out of a bottle tonight. This is how we do it. But this is what I'm going to say. Whenever you implant a mode of transportation that is now overseen by a program, you now have a programmer. Now you have another human being that's overseeing that whole process. And yes, is it limiting? Is it taking people out of the game? Yes. But it is still refining the whole process. So I got to be honest, I'm on the fence with this whole thing. Which, are we advancing society, and do other people, and I know it hurts other people, and as far as taking them out of jobs, but if it works well, like, why not do it?
Right. And like I said, that brings the point to where people are going to get universal income. I mean, obviously the 1.7 million truck drivers.
What are you talking universal income?
Well, like, because you're going to have 1.7 million truck drivers who are going to work at McDonald's or Burger King. They don't know anything else except driving. They don't have I mean, I'm not speaking for everyone, but some of them have education. Okay. Some of them don't.
Can I say this right now?
Yeah.
At some point, you are going to have somebody who has universal, like, you have this super advanced, like, semi truck that drives it. That's not where it ends. Somebody locally still has to drive that shit. Like, there are still going to be drivers needed. You're not going to spend $250,000 on a souped up car that has satellite connection and remote driving like Tesla information right now in society that is gonna.
Does it say how much
know-
they cost on there, Carl?
No, it's gonna be expensive as fuck. You're talking about a massively expensive fucking transition. I'm not saying it's not more efficient or not, but you can't have a supply come and then you're still going to need local drivers. It doesn't shut everybody out all at once.
No, not at once, but as time goes on, it will. I mean, that's the end goal.
So at some point in time, does everybody transition, and is that the evolutionary process of the economy to where now people no longer truck drivers are needed, and then now everybody's more focused technologically based to where you work on the trucks that make sure they're or the satellites that get launched.
The place that makes these trucks are going to be people who work on it, and like you said, at that point, is it even humans working on the truck at that point? They can diagnose it because it's so technologically advanced that they can find out what the issue is.
At some point, whenever you have technology and control, people become uncomfortable. Like, are you willing to have like robots just handle fucking everything
I don't
around your fucking day and how you get shit? Like that's. I mean, honestly, that's what Elon Musk was fucking worried about. I mean, that was his main worry, like, given technology and its advancement was like, oh, shit, it's got too much influence. It has too much power.
Well, we
need to scale that shit back.
That's what Stephen Hawking said before he died. I don't know how soon before he died, but he said
It's true.
He said that AI would be the end of mankind.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? It could be if we let it.
But don't we have the on-off switch? Or are they that smart?
Well,
AI.
If we're smart enough, we have the on-off switch.
That's what I'm saying.
We're stupid as fuck the second we give the AI the on and off switch, which I feel as though we've been good about so far. But the second you give AI opportunity to where, oh, humankind's not necessary, now we're our own thing, we've literally created our own extinction.
But isn't
Like,
true?
why the fuck would we ever do that?
Right, and right now we're giving AI the ability to. I mean, so think about it like this: when we get done with this podcast, literally YouTube has an algorithm that they use for their AI that's going to try and decipher within minutes, 10 to 15 minutes of what we say, whether or not it's worthy enough to get posted to YouTube. So you have AI involved in everything that we do in everyday life, and it's literally soaking up information upon information upon information with our cell phones, our computers, our laptops. Everything we do is technological based. AI is literally soaking up all this information, and it's so smart now that I guarantee you there's not one man on this world that's as smart as AI.
That's a weird position to come from, to say that you create something better than you. I don't know that we could have something in all entirety all of a sudden outdo and is capable of what the human experience is. Everything that we're given. Like, you could have a program that could compute math a lot better than what we can, quicker than what we can. Could it ever experience emotion or have or write music or have this feeling of right and wrong within some like moral confine? Like where do you separate the line from, okay, this program that we created is better than us? Because we only have us as an example, and I know we're a poor example when it comes to a lot of things. But at what point do you decipher, hey, now this is better than humanity, and now it can take over and decipher, hey, this is what's good for us.
Question, and I know you're into evolution. Is at that point, how is that evolution? I mean, at that point, technology, we created the internet in the early or the late 80s. Or early or late 70s or something like that.
I mean, you're talking about like early 70s production.
You're talking
internet,
almost 50 years, right? That it evolved that fast. Something evolved that fast.
Mm-hmm.
That never happens on this earth. 50 years.
You're right.
How does that even make sense?
Because we're in control of it.
So when humans are in control, they can speed up the process of evolution when it comes to technology.
It's a weird way to look at it. No, that's a weird way to think about it. Really, if you talk about speeding up of evolution, we're in control of that progression of, hey, we have a technology, we can make it better next year, guaranteed, right? When is the last time you had a software somebody who works on software, somebody who works on hardware, as far as any kind of tech shit, and go, hey, this is the pinnacle. This is the pinnacle. This is the best it can be. No. They're constantly refining it, constantly making battery life longer, making, memory space fucking bigger, everything.
So at that point, why wouldn't
Signal for phones better. Everybody's competing with each other. No, there is no way. Like, we are making that better. It's I mean, there might be some programs that help them out along the way, but there are people who understand the programs and why they're working in which they're working, and it's their hands that craft it in the end is human beings. You cannot take out that human aspect. Now, whether or not technology comes in and takes away jobs, of course that's going to happen. Like, look at the assembly line of the car, of like Ford. Ford he literally was focused on the assembly line.
Of course.
And, yeah. And that was almost a revolutionary aspect of creating things, creating cars right then and there. Now, if machines come in, now you've taken place of jobs. But this is the whole thing. Now people have to be there to work on those machines.
But you're
maintain
talking one.
Who's going to make sure the hydraulics? Who's going to make sure the hydraulics in that arm that puts the bumper on the fucking car?
You're talking maybe 15 to 20 people. If it's a big manufacturer, maybe 100 people. That's still not millions.
So then you up their pay. And they pump more money into
There's 400 million people in this country.
If you make sure the money's right, I honestly believe if you make sure the money's right, the jobs will be there.
Okay, so you made an interesting point earlier. What's to say that robots wouldn't be able to maintain themselves down the road? That's going to happen.
I'm not saying it's not. But
I mean,
you still at some point have people who created the program for the robots that you will have to pay.
But eventually, they're going to know those programs, and the robots can do it themselves.
Then you lose all humanity. But who the fuck would do that? Who the fuck would allow all fucking humanity to fucking be lost to robots?
Is that the future? Robots? You think?
Not at all. We're the future.
So what is the humans are?
Robots are literally a simple like fucking branch of humanity. They're an example of what we can accomplish. That is it. Now, of course, we could let it get out of hand. Of course, we could let it get out of hand, just like anything else. But why would you ever do that? Who would be so stupid to fucking allow some shit to where now they get out of hand?
Someone who's really rich and bored and they just want to do something different.
And they want to watch the world burn to fucking
Sure.
robots? I don't think so.
That's true.
Is that a possibility? Of course it's a possibility. You could allow the robots to fucking take over the fucking world. But you have to give them the key. We hold the key to everything. We hold the key to everything. And I would like to think that the people who have the key, who literally have the potential to hand the key over to the fucking robots, don't fucking do it because they're smart enough fucking not to, because they have genuine morality and they're like, hey, I don't want to see a bunch of fucking people die to fucking what's the fucking Terminator fucking shit.
Salvation?
No.
Come with me if you want to
Christian
live.
Bale. The Christian
Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale. But
All right, man. We've spent enough time on fucking.
we can back up that.
So the future is robots, but to the extent we don't know, will humans still be involved? I think so. Like Jesse said, it's just time will tell. Carl, second segment we're gonna go. Carl's gonna look at current events, unless Carl wants to add a little bit to that AI piece. He's gonna give us a topic, and Jesse and I are gonna freestyle it real quick. Kind of like when we freestyle rap, but it will not be as shitty, I promise you.
None of that.
No, definitely not.
None of that. Paul, let's get down real quick. Let's be real. Let's be real.
No, I'm being completely real.
Some very unreal fucking shit real quick.
Yeah. So we could talk about Trump, which we've already done. I don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to talk about politics.
I don't
want to talk about politics. I want to talk about what people want to fucking hear about.
Definitely not the royal wedding. Fuck that.
Let's talk about the royal wedding. Why not?
How expensive it was?
Of course it's expensive.
It was like $30 million. How does that make any sense? $30 million fucking dollars.
$30 million?
Yeah.
For the most popular fucking wedding
Who
of the century.
Who the fuck cares? I know it was like a record with how
bunch
many
of white girls care.
No, I know that. And then America, I can't remember. I don't know
Bunch
how many
of white girls care in America.
I don't know how many people tuned in, but it was insane how many.
I
people
didn't watch
watched
it. I didn't watch it.
I didn't
know a
watch
bunch
it
of-
either.
I don't know. I know a bunch of fucking
I'm-
girls that I'm friends with. That
I'm not
fucking watch
wasting my
that shit
time.
and
What else we
fucking
got,
care
girl?
about it.
Fuck that. Fuck the royal wedding. They can suck my ass, man.
Hey, Britain needs to get their shit together. They still live in a monarchy, by the way. You know that?
I
The
didn't.
the queen has a say. Like the prime minister. Hold on, Carl's got something to say. Hold on.
No, the UK seceded from Europe.
No, they're on their own playing ground right now. They're on their own fucking playing ground right now. And you know who's the biggest landowner in the world? It's Queen Elizabeth.
Really?
Yeah,
How's that?
biggest landowner in the world.
Will you pull it up, Carl? I don't know if I believe Jesse or not.
Yes.
Please and thank you,
Just
sir.
literally Google biggest landowner.
How? She's not one person.
Everybody's in debt.
Who was the king? Who was she married to? Was he the king at the point? Well, obviously he was, but
He died, from my understanding, he died from lung cancer fucking way back in the day. And she took... No, that was her father. I'm sorry. Her father... Man, you're talking about fucking English fucking lineage.
bro, she's not
right
even
now.
in the top 10 right here. Well, that's the United States.
Yeah.
Well, Ted Turner's number 15 because he's in
Dude, she owns so much shit.
the Pope. Oh my goodness, Jesse's right.
Hey.
6.6 billion acres of land worldwide.
Hey, real quick. This is Talk Junkies.
And Jesse pulled that out of his ass, and he was completely correct.
She is the biggest landowner in the world.
Here.
Is Queen Elizabeth.
Carl, read
and
this
let me
shit.
explain to you why.
Hold on, let Carl read how much land she owns.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth II. Land is 6.6 billion acres of land worldwide, including Great Britain, Northern Ireland, Canada, Australia, and a few other spots here and there. That is ridiculous. man.
This was a quote from like 200 years ago, and I kid you not. They said the sun will never set on the British Empire. Do you want to know why they said that?
Why is that?
Is because they owned so much fucking land. They took over, dude. Australia, guess what? Australia, that's all British. Canada, that's all British. Fucking Europe, like nearly like a third of Europe, that's all fucking British.
You think this
man.
bitch walks
That's
in
all-
when she gets coffee and she's like, "I'm the motherfucking queen, man."
No, she doesn't walk in. They bring it to her.
I'm surprised she's
whenever
not
she
driving
wants
around
it.
one of those little fucking what are they
Dude,
called?
I feel bad for the queen. I feel bad for the
would-
queen.
dude. Why?
Would you,
You
want
think
to
she
live
pays?
that life?
You think she pays taxes on that? Not a fucking
no,
chance.
fuck that. Could you imagine a life so much involved to where you do not make a move without somebody fucking watching? You cannot take a shit. The queen cannot spread her cheeks on her fucking golden porcelain fucking toilet without somebody making sure that it's done proper to code of fucking English fucking statute. Like, are you serious? You want to live that life? Dude, I'm sorry. I like
she's
to go out-
accustomed. She's accustomed to it though. She's been doing it her whole life.
Yeah, no, and I feel sorry for her. She should be able to go out in her fucking backyard and fucking squat and take a goddamn dump if she
Oh,
fucking
dude, I
wants
guarantee
to.
you she does that.
She'd be scrutinized. No, she'd be scrutinized,
Hold on,
fucking
so
burned.
What did you say earlier?
No,
Her son,
she has
Prince
to
Henry.
live-
Prince Henry won't inherit all that stuff. You said.
Prince Henry is not her son, by the way.
Okay.
Prince Henry is not her
So
son.
when she dies,
That
who
was
inherits
Princess
that?
Diana's son. Princess
Okay.
Diana's son.
So Princess Diana was her daughter.
Yes.
So it's her.
Well, hold on. I might be wrong on this. I don't want to give any misfacts, but I'll tell you this right now: is Henry and Harry are Diana's kids. The princess who died in the car wreck back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
She is their sons. I don't know where. I'm pretty sure she is not. So Princess Diana, oh man, I hope I'm not wrong on this. She is not English blood. She is not English blood. She was married into
Okay. Which made her a princess.
which made her a princess through the lineage. It was through male blood that she was brought in to that whole spectrum.
Okay. Then her husband's still alive then. The prince that was married to Princess Diana.
Yes.
And
yes.
that is the son of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. Queen Elizabeth. She's the HNIC, man.
Oh, she is.
She's the HNIC.
You know,
like
she's-
there's no
and-
joke.
And it's very quiet. She's never really brought up that much. That's the craziest thing about it.
Why would you? Why would you? You have Parliament, which by the way nobody's okay with. If you look at like past past historical fucking shit.
Okay, so Prince Charles was married to Princess Diana, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he is going to inherit when she dies.
Yeah,
One of the
but
princes will. It's
That,
either
that
Prince
bitch,
Charles or Prince
she ain't
Edwards.
never dying. She ain't never dying.
Or I guess it would be Prince Edwards. As
She's
well.
outlived every president that outlived fucking us. Like, she's gonna outlive fucking everybody. She is the Pope times 6.
She's almost 100 years old. She
Yeah,
is
no, I know.
8 years away from it.
Yo,
Jesus.
Yeah, no, her medical staff is the best in the fucking world. She's
And
living.
people question Trump whether he's viable to do the job or not. Look at Queen Elizabeth.
Oh,
Jesus.
Hey,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
want to get on that? But by the way, they gave up that whole hierarchy mentality.
Right, because now they have, like you said, a parliament.
It is a hierarchy,
But she still has say, right?
partial, very partial. The prime minister still will come to her for
Advice.
advice. That's basically it. But the prime minister can tell her, "Hey, no, I don't agree with it. I don't agree
Do you
with
think
this.
that's how it
People
goes
don't
down,
agree with
though?
this." I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That's just how they say it is.
I mean, that's some Brexit fucking English talk, and I hope we get some English viewers that can comment on this whole thing right now if they're fucking listening in to where you talk about, your appeal of how you feel about the Queen, because I know this for a fact. I'm pretty sure that England's split down the middle right now of how they feel about the monarchy that is the Queen, and it's a bloodline thing, and no matter what, they're birthed into power, and half of them are all for it, the other half are like, no, fuck you. Very, some are very liberal and are like, no, you need to be voted in. It's a very.
Well, I think
and
the world is
we can't
very
have a judgment. We can't have a judgment because look at where we get as far as voting goes.
I mean,
like-
we truly don't know the process unless we're actually in the process. We can sit here and speculate and say, oh, voting doesn't matter. It's the Electoral College and all this, but we've never been involved in the voting process except for voting as an individual until we count the votes and then until we're actually in the process of where the in votes end up. You know what I mean?
Oddly enough, coming back to where England stands, and I don't want to be wrong on this, but the Queen still has all the initial contracts. All the contracts are underneath her. All the like the land. The land is under her. The making sure the army is under her, shit like that. But then you have Parliament that's voted in by the people that get to decide the taxes and who does what and where the army moves and things like that.
Right.
So it's still a whole lot. But the monarchy, which is still obviously very prevalent within that society, still has a whole bunch of say with what goes on over there. I mean, it's the last real standing power monarchy in the world.
Well,
you have some princes in like Wales and shit like that, but you want to talk about a powerhouse that still has a say.
There are a lot of third world
They're-
countries
they're
that
the
have
last monarchy.
an alleged government, but it's
They're
really a
the last
dictatorship.
monarchy. Would you be okay with the president just being birthed? Hey, there's a guy who got born today. Now he's president.
No, not at all.
No, we'd fuck that shit up because we're American. We're American as fuck, but yeah, we still voted in fucking pieces of shit. I won't even get into that. I don't want to. They're reading
I guess she's
something
the
right
only
now.
one
I
who
don't
can.
want fucking dead air.
She's
right
the only one who can declare war
No.
on other countries.
Yeah, no, she still has a lot of fucking power.
Yeah.
Still has a lot of fucking power. We'd not be okay with that here. Like, some people
Not a
love the
chance.
fucking queen out there. Some people fucking hate her.
Oh, no. I mean, the commander in chief has that
Like,
ability. They can go into war whenever they want.
The whole mentality is why America got rid of that whole thing is because what does anybody just being birthed into a family have to fucking say about the
bloodline,
direction
man.
of our country?
Bloodline.
Blood. So your blood is that fucking pure.
If you go
We-
deep,
we
if you go deep down the rabbit
That
hole,
is the
it all
stupidest
comes back to
fucking thing.
bloodline.
I'm sorry. That is the stupidest
It-
fucking thing you can base any kind of leadership role off of.
I mean,
because
that's-
your father was a good leader, you're
that's just-
going to be a good leader.
that's just how
Just
it go-
wait for that to fucking crumble.
Well, look at the situation. Bush Jr. I mean, I hear that there's relationships
right?
between them.
I know. That's almost hierarchy right there because you have multiple fucking, generations of people becoming president, and you're like, what? How is that not a fucking lineage? Well,
And I don't know how much I would have to do a lot of research, but there's been videos that I've watched.
fool me once.
I don't know how much truth there is behind it, but there's a lot of presidents that are related within the tree. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Talk junkies.
Just stop. It was a short break. We had to tinkle and do some other manly things, if you can call it that. But, yeah.
Hey, let's send it off right, Paul. That's what we do. Let's go 10 questions.
No, bro, we're not even close to that. We're at the 30-minute mark, man. We got a little bit of time.
Oh, fuck.
Um,
God damn it.
Carl, we need current events, man. I'm sorry. Well, never mind. Not even current events. Fuck it, man. I'm going to think of something off the top of my head that we're going to talk about right now. Here, right now. Talk Junkies, bada bing, bada boom kind of thing.
Hey, let's do it.
'Kay.
Let's go with
With what, man? Come on.
Man, I don't fucking know. Let's climate change.
Climate change. I don't agree with it. I'm not a fan of climate change. Granted, we were like 15 degrees over last year, but the Earth goes through cycles, man. The Earth goes through cycles, and it gets hot, it gets cold. We have ice ages, we don't have ice ages, and that's just where we are.
I mean, that's historical. Yeah.
Well, they go back in time and say, oh, well, we were able to read the weather 100 years ago. Okay, it's 100 years, and how old is the Earth? Billions of years old.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's climate change is due to pollution. Get the fuck out of here. They're saying that we're polluting so much, man. Polluting so much. The Earth's been here for 4 billion years, and they're saying man can destroy Earth with pollutants with the second industrial revolution over like an 80-year period. There's no way. There's no way that climate change is real.
So you could drop some fucking nukes and the world could survive that whole thing.
Well, how many nukes have we
Earth could
dropped? We dropped hella nukes in the
acclimate.
ocean.
I know, right? It
Yeah.
acclimates. It
Right.
acclimates.
Yeah.
I mean, to say that there aren't effects. I mean, everything is cause and effect. I mean, we learned that in school. Like, just given how motion is, if you knock a rock into another rock, it ends up moving in a certain direction. You could even apply that to anything. Whenever something's so heavily done on one end, it's going to cause some negative effects, or positive effects, or whatever. It's going to have an effect.
And this is where I disagree,
So-
man, because everything that causes pollution is on the Earth. The Earth has created everything. Anything that we make or invent has been on the Earth. You know what I'm saying? So the Earth has a combatant to anything that we throw its way. The oil spill, for an example, what was that? How many years ago? It was like 5-6 years ago, that big oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. There was a large cleanup, right? But at the same time, scientists actually found out that there was bacteria eating the oil and actually helping clean the ocean. The Earth fucking has a remedy, a healing remedy. It has its own Band-Aid. Anytime man fucks up and tries to destroy Earth, Earth has a fucking answer. Mother
Really?
Nature. Yeah.
Really?
100%.
So no matter what extreme we could take it, we have no ability to destroy.
There is no
the
bomb
livable
on this
planet that we're-
fucking
that we're
planet
living on.
that could destroy it and even come close to it. There's not a chance. Look, dude, there's comets that have hit the Earth and it's caused an ice age, sure. But look, we're here right now. There's been a great
No.
flood. Look, we're
Life-
still here.
Life finds a way.
But not only that, but Mother Nature will always prevail, man, no matter what.
I mean that's fair. I mean, whether or not it's in my opinion, nature will find a way and will develop. But I mean, yeah, you can find a way to eliminate sentient life on this fucking planet if you really wanted to. I mean,
How so? I mean, look
mean,
at Fukushima, man. You have people that go over there right now. You can watch a video of someone in Fukushima just chilling.
you're not telling me
Radioactive
we don't
waves.
have all kinds of shit that could fucking destroy the planet 7 times over, like with nuclear fucking warheads if we really were down for it. Like, and just nuke the whole fucking world, just drop fucking bombs. We'd, like, somehow human life would be able to come out of that.
I'm not
It
talking about.
wouldn't be the same human life.
No, not at all. You're right. I'm not talking about human life. I'm just saying Mother Nature finds
Everything
a way.
has an effect. Everything has an effect. Even on the smallest fucking scale. So you're talking on a small scale of fucking, now life has been limited in the ocean due to an oil spill. You've now affected the linear life of the planet Earth and how it changes. No matter how we fucking clean it up,
But oil's
everything
from-
changes.
Yeah.
Everything's going to change from it.
Not necessarily because of the response to cleaning that up, and like I said, not only that, the bacteria that ate it. I mean, go to the Gulf of Mexico right now. I mean, you can ask the fishers. I'm sure that fishing hasn't been as good as it was in the past, but I'm sure it's rebounding. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look it up and see, but I mean, Earth has a natural way of healing itself, man, and they do.
No, of course, and not to think that we're so much Earth, but we are a branch of Earth that's coming off Earth, and we are a product of it. And if all of a sudden we're gone, and Earth recreates some shit, and this planet or this universe recreates some fucking shit that's fucking different. But you can't say that we're going to be something that can outlast fucking any detrimental,
Well, detrimental. Well, we haven't seen a great flood, which is depicted in a lot of different ancient cultures, which we haven't seen that, and who knows how long it takes to see something like that. We haven't seen a comet. We haven't. The last comet we were supposed to see was Comet Ison. And we were friends at the time, Jesse. That's when we lived in the duplex. And I was like, man, this comet, it's coming in. Carl, I remember talking to you about it. This big comet, you're supposed to be able to see it here coming up. And then science comes out and says, oh, well, right when it wrapped around the sun sucked it in, and now we can't see it anymore. We haven't seen a comet. The only thing that we've seen is mega earthquakes, 2 tsunamis, and natural disasters. We haven't seen anything cosmic, comets, asteroids, anything like that. I mean, you saw the asteroid in Russia. That's the closest thing we've came to seeing an asteroid.
Thank God.
No, I know.
No, thank God some shit like that hasn't happened. To think that we are such a untouchable species is beyond me. To think that, oh man, we hold the key to the whole universe, and we're this blessed species, and everything can go our way, and no matter what, there will always be us. That's not the case.
But what would be the point? What would be the point if there weren't humans?
That's a very much through your eyes kind of mentality. Like we're all we can do is look at life through our eyes, Paul. All we can do is see, okay, this is who I am, this is who my parents were, this is where I go to work, all this. That is so minimal on a cosmic level of everything that's fucking happening. To say that we are the most important fucking thing and that nothing could ever fucking touch us, nothing could ever fucking disrupt
if there were no one here
humanity and
if there were no one here, if there wasn't anyone here to document it, what would anything matter?
To us, what would it matter to us? To us, because that's what we see being documented. To think we're the end-all be-all, and oh man, it'd be such if all of humanity fucking goes away, then look at the loss to the fucking universe. You're only speculating because this is the world that you see your eyes.
But what's the point though? So taking one of the moons, they say there's like 4 or 5 habitable moons in our solar system.
So look at multiple societies. So look at
not even society. Go to one of the I don't know what the Titan or Moon Titan, or one of the moons on Saturn, or one of the moons on Jupiter, where they say it's a frozen lake, and underneath they think there's microorganisms, and there may be fish underneath there. Like, what's the point in that?
I think it should be humbling. I think it should be a humbling experience through sitting back and going out in your backyard and looking up at the stars at night and realizing that, hey, chances are I'm not the most important thing in the fucking universe, and neither are anybody that's doing anything on fucking Earth. And we're this cosmic fucking energy working in unison together for fucking something else. Like, it's not so much what we do as a society, because we could be gone like that, literally. I don't know if you hear my fucking finger snap like that, but we could be gone. And
that's what I'm saying, though.
Do you think that all of a sudden now human beings are gone, like the Earth is gone and the universe quits like doing its thing,
and
regardless of your aspect?
And at that
on
point,
it?
if that were to happen,
you
what's
think
the
we're
point?
the end all be all?
What's the point after that?
I couldn't fucking tell you. But you should be humbled by that. By the idea that we are not the fucking end-all, be-all of the fucking universe, and you shouldn't put yourself up on a pedestal thinking that, oh, humanity is the fucking greatest thing that's ever happened, because you don't know fucking everything that's fucking happened. Quit putting ourselves up on that pedestal. It should be humbling. It should be humbling. Be thankful. Be thankful.
Allegedly 4 billion years ago, our solar system was created, and somehow these massive rocks hit each other, and then through time and gravity, it turned into an Earth, and it was so close to the sun, the Goldilocks zone, to where it actually, over millions of years, it somehow created water, whether that be through asteroids or the atmosphere, no one really knows. And then over time, a species grows out of millions of years, a tadpole in the ocean, or whatever you want to call it, just comes out of the ocean, starts crawling, turns into a lizard or an amphibian or whatever you want to call it as well. And I could be wrong, I'm sorry. And then after even more time, we turn into some sort of monkey. And then after more time after that, the monkey turns into a smart man. And then we're here now. And then if that were all to go away, what would be the point? Do you think giraffes care, or lions care, or dolphins care, or elephants? Do you think they give two shits?
I think we seek to be meaningful. Now, whether or not it's actually true, that's I can't tell you yes or no. But I think we seek to be meaningful in this universe. Now, we know what part we are in this universe. We know our placement. We know that molecules that make us up could be from multiple fucking stars in the fucking universe, and we are very much a part of this universe. We are very much all connected in some way.
I mean, like,
why
you made the idea, or you got the idea from somewhere that we are all God, and
No,
we're all just no.
You never said that we are all God.
Hold on. You said that we are all. It was a theory, not from you. I'm sorry, but you said you heard a theory that all of our experiences are God, or you know what I'm saying? Do you remember saying that? Like everything that we do, like my experience, your experience, it's all God experiencing life at the same time, or something like that.
I mean, you could talk about. I might have had a theory. I might have said a theory on a previous podcast.
It wasn't a podcast. It was at work.
That we all live either life eternally, or we live life through each other's eyes, or at some point we're all unified throughout this entire universe, no matter what. But I will say this right now, is that we are here and we are now, and it is much bigger than, in my opinion, it's much bigger than what we think that it is.
What's your idea on reincarnation?
I don't believe in reincarnation.
Really?
I do not.
I tried to do some meditating, right? And it was just through Michael Seeley on YouTube. He's really good. He's really, really good. I meditated last week, and I think I told you about it. Either way, he's really good. Check him out, Michael Seeley on YouTube. But anyways, he had like one for reincarnation, and he doesn't push it on you. It's just, if you want to listen to it, you can listen to it. He has millions of different ways, not millions, but he has many different ways to meditate, whether it be you're tired or, whatever. Anyways, I do one of his reincarnation meditations, and I'm sitting there, and this is when I live with my parents, and I'm in bed, and I'm meditating, and I'm deep breathing, kind of like that. And when I was doing it, man, somehow I envisioned myself, and humans are weird like this. We can create anything out of thin air, as a black man in a barn. That's when I was doing this reincarnation or meditation. I was a black man in a barn. That's all I could get from it.
Black man in a barn.
Yeah.
I do not believe in reincarnation.
It's tough to believe in it.
I like Friedrich Nietzsche. Whenever he believed in eternal reoccurrence, I think that makes a lot more sense, given a multiverse theory and how it applies to.
Fuck the multiverse.
Okay. Why fuck the multiverse?
Because there's no proof of his existence at
Ever.
all. No, there's not.
Except that we could possibly be in it.
Possibly. There's
cannot,
no proof. Are you saying
there's no proof?
My same life right now? There's many different versions of that going on right now.
I mean, who's to say that that's not happening right now?
There's not a chance, man.
So we couldn't be doing this podcast in China one day, and we're both other people, like doing a fucking podcast. The idea of infinity should be relevant to all of us. Like, we understand the idea of infinity. infinite things, right?
Yeah.
Can happen. Like what are you gonna do in the next 2 minutes? Do you know?
Podcast.
What if you were always meant to do exactly what you're gonna do in the fucking next 2 minutes?
I would be completely okay with that.
So let's say we're in a universe to where we're only meant to do what we're about to do right now. Only about to have the discussion we're about to have.
There's
right
no
now.
way that universe exists.
But we're in it right now.
Okay.
You can't say that.
That-
No, because that universe is this one. You can't say that. That there's no way that universe exists. But we're doing it right now. So this is the only universe that exists. Nothing outside of it.
How big is the universe? It's infinite, right? They say, because we're moving substantially miles per hour in the middle of the oasis of the universe, and we never reach the end.
Sure.
So it's endless. You know, I mean, there's just no way for me to fathom that.
So because there's no way for you to fathom that, given our limited spectrum of human life, that we have to. This is it. We live in this linear world, and we live and we die, and then that's it.
You're telling me
nothing else to it.
there's a human being on this earth with a telescope, the biggest telescope we have.
They could see past the curvature of it all and
not
see
even,
back to themselves.
Not even that.
Previously in the life, because that's what Einstein thought. Einstein literally thought if you had a fucking telescope that could see far enough through space and fucking time, you would eventually come back to yourself.
That's bullshit.
Given the curvature of fucking space
Jesse,
and time.
there is no telescope on this earth that can see the
not.
beginnings of the Big Bang.
Of course not.
With
It's
which
not powerful enough.
Science claims that they can see the Big Bang. They say that they go back to the nebula where they think the Big Bang was created. That's fucking bullshit. They have no idea that we're traveling however many million miles per hour through fucking space. How do you measure that? How do you measure how fast our solar system's going, let alone our galaxy, but yet they say they know? And we've been traveling this massive amounts of speeds for billions of years and never collided with another galaxy, which they say we're going to collide with the Andromeda galaxy from 3 million years from now. How the fuck does scientists know that? Fuck science, man. Fuck science.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, by the way. I thoroughly believe in science. Science is the one thing you can hold on to in this world.
How? Science is
Everything
religion.
else is fickle.
Science is
No,
religion.
Science is not religion.
Science
Everything
is
else
religion.
fickle.
Fickle how? How do they measure how fast our solar system is going?
Your
How?
fairy dust fucking world that
How?
you fucking live in, thinking that things aren't as what other people have spent years and their entire lifetime studying and documenting.
I live my whole
and
life
calculating.
I live my whole life
and working on math. Why these people know why 2 + 2 = 4, and why you have dimensions of houses, and why we know when it's gonna rain in fucking a couple of
We
fucking
have
hours.
no idea when it's going to rain. That's bullshit. Meteorologists are the fakest motherfuckers
I don't know,
I've
man.
ever met.
My fucking phone rings, and it's like, hey, you're about to get rain in 15 minutes. It's 99% fucking accurate whenever it fucking goes off. Pretty sure it rains whenever the weather fucking channel fucking app fucking goes off, that it's going to rain in my fucking area. And all I do is fucking type in my fucking area code, and it fucking knows. I mean, not to a fucking T, but it knows the percentage.
Okay, other than that, explain to me how science is life. Explain to me.
Why science is life?
Yeah.
Science is not life. Science is the attempt at the explanation of life, is what science is at its best fucking bet. And goddamn it, we're getting pretty fucking good at it, given everything. We know when the next fucking lunar eclipse is gonna be. Like, that happened about 8 months ago.
Okay, that's within.
We knew it to a T, to a minute.
That's
to
where
a
we.
minute.
That's
in,
where we
in
are.
Missouri.
That's
in
where we
Missouri,
are.
where we live. Hold on, where we live in Missouri, did it not know to the minute when that eclipse was gonna fucking happen?
We've known that for thousands of years. when these are
we've
going
known
to
that
happen.
for thousands of years,
Yeah.
but everything else is incorrect, though, right?
When it comes to outer space, they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Then why the fuck did they know that the eclipse was gonna fucking happen over Joplin, Missouri, for this literally to the minute of when it was gonna fucking happen? And why a bunch of fucking people paid a bunch of fucking money to be in that one spot in Joplin, Missouri to watch the fucking eclipse fucking happen? Why did that fucking happen? Why did that happen if we don't know shit about what's fucking happening in our galaxy?
Like I said, we know about eclipses. We've known about that since ancient times.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, you can't give me an answer on how we know how fast we are going as a galaxy and how we haven't collided with another galaxy since ancient man has documented the stars. Why haven't the stars changed in the night sky? They've been the same, and it's been what?
Because we live finite
8,000
lives.
years.
We live very minimal.
Jesse,
we live very minimal.
8,000 years.
Minimal finite lives, Paul.
Go back to clay tablets. Go back to the Sumerian time, whenever they documented their time here on Earth, which what they now believe is that that's even older than what they say it is. And they depicted the stars in the other planets, the 9 other planets, for what they were, and it's the same exact way as it is now. And you're telling me over 8 to 10,000 years, and even if it's longer, let's go 12 to 15,000 years, nothing's changed with the star alignment in our viewer eyes. Nothing. You're talking
because we live such finite lives, Paul. Humanity.
12,000 years. 12,000.
Nothing. Is nothing.
12,000 years.
Is nothing compared to a fucking massive, fucking gravity-driven, fucking solar ball of fucking fire that's fucking 100,000 times the size of fucking Earth. That's gravity is so fucking massive that on a time scale we look like fucking like piss droplets coming out of fucking cosmic dick. You fucking kidding me right now? You talk about our fucking lifetime on this fucking planet is nothing, Paul. Nothing. Talk to me after we've lived fucking a billion fucking years. Talk to me whenever humanity is developed over a billion fucking years.
No one even knows what a billion years is. No one knows that.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because we don't have that fucking perspective. What we can look at is development of fucking other solar systems and stars and fucking planets.
With man-made technology that you don't have access to.
With man-made technology that I don't have access to. You
Correct.
don't have access to?
What's that?
I have my eyes. I know where Mars is at. I can see Mars at night.
You see a star. You don't see Mars.
No, I don't. No, I don't see a star. I see Mars.
You see a star.
I see Mars.
You don't see Mars. You don't see
do
a planet like
Mars.
you don't see a planet-like figure like you see the
Very
moon.
much visible with my eyes from the night sky. I could show you in my backyard where Mars and where Venus is at.
I understand where they say they
where
are.
Celestial, where moon is,
But
where the moon is at, and why the moon looks the way that it does during the day, and why it looks the way it does at night.
Sure.
Because the way the positioning of the planets are. Right. This is very easily explained. It's very easily explained. Very easy.
You can explain it all you want, but common sense has to come into play at some point or another.
Yeah, and we've done it for about like 300 fucking years. Easily explained. Why we can see what we see at night. Why we can see Venus. Why we can see Mars with the fucking naked eye. Why it disappears. Yes.
Maybe once or twice a year, but
no. All the fucking time.
No, not with
all the time. Why the North Star stays where the North Star
Polaris,
is at.
yeah, and it shouldn't.
Oh, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Given what?
Because everything changes in the universe, so Polaris would never be fixed.
That's not true.
It is true.
Given our small period of time here on Earth, it would change.
According to the globe model, to the globe model, Polaris should change. The North Star should change.
Explain that to me.
I can't explain it to you. I just know that.
Okay, I can explain it to you real quick because it's a massive fucking star that fucking lasts billions of fucking years and will always be in the fucking same spot. And given the position of the fucking Earth, will always stay where it's fucking at.
So just a question, Jesse. So everything that we've been able to see for the past 12,000 years has never encountered a massive cataclysm. It's never collided with something else because they're all different galaxies. The far stars that we can see, they're all different galaxies and different suns and shit like that. We've never seen a supernova in the past 12,000 years or anything that's been documented.
We have seen a supernova, by the way. We've seen multiple supernovas.
Through a telescope, not in the night sky with your naked eye like you talk about. With your naked eye, exactly.
If you saw a fucking supernova with your own fucking eyes, Paul, we'd be fucking dead. You know that right now? If you saw a fucking supernova, I'll tone it down. If you saw a fucking supernova with your own fucking eyes, we'd all be fucking dead.
Jesse, your science, like you say, whenever you watch it on TV, they say if you were to see a supernova within our night sky, you would see it. They say it. It's been said. It was on TV.
Could you not out in Utah see the Milky Way?
You could
see the completeness of the fucking Milky Way. You see stars. Guess what stays true? The North Star fucking stays true. Venus fucking stays true in the fucking night sky. I can tell you right where fucking Venus is right now. I can tell you where Mars is right now because it doesn't reflect. Stars give off their own light, and planets reflect light off where the sun's fucking origin is. You can always fucking depict this. You can always depict where the sun is and how it's reflecting light off those planets. That's why they fucking look different. That's why in a really cloudy night, like the other night, me and Carl were outside, and you could literally only see the moon and one shining little fucking thing of light in the fucking sky.
And that's
because
shining
it's Venus.
And
No, it's because it's Venus.
It's because of Venus.
It's because of Venus. Venus is reflecting light from our sun. Our sun. It is very easy to fucking depict. Very fucking easy to depict. In Missouri especially. Stars in the sky will seem very dim, or you cannot see them, but you can see fucking Venus and fucking Mars because they reflect light depending on where the sun is fucking positioned in comparison to the fucking Earth, given a traditional, like, universal, I'm trying to be careful here, theory. I don't even like to use the word theory, but that's why you're able to see those things.
Okay. That's something we definitely disagree upon, and that's what this channel's about.
And explain to me how that's not the case.
It's not, man. It's just not. The sun is 90 million miles away. You know, it's hard for me to believe that Venus can reflect something off of itself, and then the sun captures that, and then it sends it to Earth, and then you're seeing Venus's. You're seeing Venus's reflection from the sun.
Does the moon create light? Does the moon create light?
No, the sun puts its rays on the moon, and that's why you see the moon the way it is.
Okay.
Right? Because that's when eclipses happen. The moon goes over the sun, then you can't see the sun. That's what it does with
those planets, too, at the same time, just like Earth. You know how you go outside during the day, and you're like, oh, there's the sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, man, it's daytime. Guess what? It's reflecting light. And if you were on Mars,
Jesse,
you could probably be on Mars and be like, hey, this fucking Earth, because it's reflecting light from the sun.
90 million miles away.
Yes, 90 million miles away. Why is it so difficult to believe? If you got any closer to that furnace of fusion that's happening, that furnace that would destroy fucking shit if you got close enough to it, would you feel comfortable with the Earth, like being, I don't know, like 70,000 miles closer to it? And it would be fine. It'd do the same thing. We'd have the same environment. Nothing would change.
Well, we're gonna have to hit this up on a different podcast, man. We're heading towards the end of the hour. We need to hit up our 10 rapid fire questions. You want to start it off, or you want me to?
All right, Paul. All right.
Do you want to start it off, or you want me to?
Sure, I'll start it off.
All right, hit it up, my man.
Oh God! If you had to be in some cheeks, would it be Cara Delevingne or Matthew McConaughey?
I would never go man, so I'd have to go with the first one. I don't even know who you just said, so hope it's not something.
All right, okay. I'm throwing you off with some wild shit right now.
That's
sorry.
fine.
I'm trying to keep it wild.
Shit, man.
If you had to shake hands with J.K. Rowling, or is it J.K. Rowling?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. J.K. the Harry Potter bitch.
Mm-hmm.
The Harry Potter bitch. J.K. Rowling or JFK? Who'd you shake hands with?
JFK all day.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you on that one. If you could either be a squirrel or an alligator, which one would you be?
I'd probably go squirrel. I'm not trying to swim all the time. I want to climb on trees all day.
On trees.
Fuck hella squirrels.
All right. Michael Jackson or Bruno Mars?
I'm going MJ, dude. Whoa, never mind. I'm going
that's
Bruno
difficult.
Mars.
No, that's the most curveball I'm ever gonna give you tonight.
I'm not inviting any kids to my house to eat fucking cookies, man.
No, I'm talking music. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Strictly music. Not him personally. Not either one of them personally. Just music. Music strictly.
MJ.
Love me some fucking MJ. My man. Let's go with LeBron having some kind of negative like thing that happens in the future, or seeing Larry Bird come off the bench. So you're given two options. I know this is difficult right now. So either Larry Bird fucking finds the fountain of youth and comes back to the NBA, or just LeBron James wins like 15 more NBA championships in a row.
LeBron winning 15, man.
Okay, I want to see Larry Bird come back and just hit them fucking deep threes.
At like 60
man.
years old, 67
dude,
years
no, I
old.
wanna
Okay,
see-
I'd probably rather see that. You're right.
Yeah, Larry Bird, man, the Celtics. I know I'm throwing out Celtics right now. I'm a little butthurt right now. That's fine. That's fine. We get it over with. Are black holes a real thing?
No, they've never been recorded. They've never been seen. So no.
Okay. All right. Question 3. I'm sorry. Question 8. It's question 8. Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
Fuck. Does it? I mean, just between the two or between the branch of
Between the two. Like, I'm talking taste-wise. Like, if
Pepsi.
you had to drink one.
Pepsi?
You go Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot of product placement here in Talk Junkies. Okay. I'm going to go skinny jeans or yoga pants.
When it comes to women wearing
I'm
them,
not even going to tell you.
yoga pants.
Yoga pants.
Okay, so if you had to
Paul is
fight,
straight. We all know Paul is straight now.
if you had to fight either Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, who would you fight?
Mike Tyson.
You'd fight Mike Tyson over Muhammad Ali?
Fuck yeah.
Mike Tyson, okay, I'm saying prime Mike Tyson. He would fuck you up, dude. You
I
would
know.
not have a face anymore. Okay, McDonald's or Burger King?
I think I have a shot. I think I have
McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King.
Burger
Yeah.
King?
Stupid. That's
Okay.
easy. That's easy.
And all right, if you had to skydive or swim in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, which one?
Man, that's difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to say swim in the middle of the ocean.
As opposed to skydiving?
Yeah, because there's something very frightening, like truly frightening, about being in the middle of the ocean. I've been in the middle of the ocean. That shit's scary as fuck. There's something like, yeah.
Okay.
You talk about
Would
an
you rather
experience.
be? Would you rather be trapped in the Amazon forest or in Antarctica?
Oh, Amazon forest.
Amazon forest. Okay.
Oh, that's rough too. Oh fuck, that's rough too. I'll take Amazon forest though.
Okay. If you had to get in a wreck and the wreck was life-threatening, but you didn't die, would you rather get in a wreck in a vehicle, like a car, or a plane?
Plane, better story.
Plane, better story. Okay.
Better story at the end.
Okay. If you were going to write a book, what would your book be about? Would it be about being gay or being a president of the United States?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Okay. If you had to choose of living underground or in the sky, post-apocalyptic, which would it be?
Post-apoc.
Like post-apocalyptic, like something fucking fucked the earth up. You could live underground, have unlimited resources,